Would it been safe to say that I would not have wanted to play with Rick Barry because if you passed it to him, you weren't getting it back?
That's not true. No, actually, that's probably the biggest falsehood ever. Is that I was one of the few forwards ever in top 10 in assists. I tell you the truth, I got more enjoyment and satisfaction out of making a really good pass to a teammate for a basket than I did scoring myself. I mean, I was all about winning, and hell, if I can win by not shooting the ball, that's what I'm going to do. It doesn't really matter. And the thing is my team needed me to score some points, but I never went out ever thinking, I got to go out and get this many points. I never thought about how many points I'm going to score. I went out and just played. I played the game. And fortunately, I was taught how to play the game the right way by my father, who was a semi-pro player and coach. And I think that's one of the biggest problems in today's game is that some of these players are so shortchanged. Coop, I had a guy when I was coaching in the minor leagues. This guy he was Michael Jordan size height-wise, but he was big. But he was almost like LeBron. He was bigger and more powerful than Michael. Jump out of the gym, he had such amazing abilities. He didn't know how to play. He didn't understand the game. And he was one of the nicest young men I've ever met in my life. First guy at practice, wanting to stay, wanting to work on his game. But he was 26 years old when I had him playing in the minor leagues. And he had a family. I couldn't play him over some of the other guys because he didn't know how to play the game the way it should be played. It was so sad. I said to Clifford Ray, who was my assistant coach at the time, I said, yo, that's his nickname. We call him Yo. I said, yo, just imagine what we could have done with this kid if we had him when he was younger. Hell, he would have been a freaking star in the NBA. He was incredibly gifted. And I see guys playing today that are in the league because of this insane and incredible natural ability that they have to play the game with physical tools and all. But as good as they are, they made it to the NBA on that. They're never going to be as good as they should be because they don't understand how to use that amazing gift that they were given in the proper manner to take their game to another level. It's just so sad, and it breaks my heart when I see that.
Hey, Rick, you know what? I think that is because AAU basketball, but I'm from the old school like you. I had a great high school coach who taught me how to drop step, forward, reverse pivot, the fundamentals of the game that will keep you in the game longer than your athleticism. So I agree with you. AAU basketball is killing our youth today because they don't try to teach them anything. They'll just try to use their athleticism to achieve the goal. For them is to win and for them to get to the NBA.
Boy, I sound like I'm hearing myself talk here. I'm like the same way. Now, listen, first thing I say, though, not every coach in AAU basketball is not a good coach. I mean, and not every team does what you're saying, but too many of them do. Yeah. In fact, they go out, they recruit, they get a bunch of kids to sign up so that their families can afford it and pay all the money. Then they go out and recruit the really great athletic guys to come and play. So the guys who pay the money don't get to play a lot, but they just put them out there and say, well, go jump higher, run faster, use your athleticism. They win the games based upon just that sheer natural talent. But they don't teach them how to play properly, how to do it the right way, how to move without the basketball, how to keep man-ball relationship, all the little simple things that just take your game to another level and differentiate you from the other players. But the biggest thing that I think, and this is that I just don't understand some of the scouts, I'm not going to mention names by anybody, but I know I get them mad every time I say this, but I'm going to keep saying it. Some scouts, I don't think would understand talent if it walked up and bit them in the butt. Because here's the deal. They get so hung up on that athleticism stuff. I'm going to tell you what, I asked Jack Ramsey this one, God rest his soul. I really like Jack, the great coach, the 76ers and Trailblazers. I said, Jack, I'll give you 12 players. You want 12 guys with great natural talent and ability and skill? It's amazing. Or do you want 12 guys who understand the game? He says, I'll take the guys who understand the game.
Yeah,
because you're going to win more, because it's all about team defense, and you have to understand man-ball relationship. You have to understand being in the right help situation. Now, take a guy like you. I mean, your individual defense, yeah, I'd be happy to do that. I had a guy like Darren Hancock who had played at Kansas. What a great individual defender. And he had trouble. He was smoking too much weed and stuff and had troubles. And this guy was incredibly gifted. And I was with him and I said, did nobody ever show you some of these things? He said, no. I figured, he was with the Hornets, I think, at the time in Charlotte. And so I had him playing with me in the minor leagues. And I really worked with him on a shot to get his shot better and do stuff. But man, he was a gifted player. But he is another guy that didn't know how to do it because nobody taught him the little fine refinements of the game. And so I said, here's the deal. I said, look at Darren. you play terrific individual defense. I said, but you're killing us team-wise. I said, you can't be so worried about your team, your guy that you're guarding, that you let a guy from the opposite side of the court go to the basket and get a layup. You got to go to the other side and stop him. It's all about team defense. So the key to it is if you have guys who understand team defense, you're going to be a better basketball team than if you had all great individual defenders, because great individual defenders are going to get beaten by the guy sometimes. And if nobody's there to help them, they're going to get easy baskets for the entire game. So you want to be great team defender. Now, if I have a guy that knows how to play team defense, he's a good individual defender. Now I got a real bonus, because now he's making the other guy work hard, but he's still always there to help his teammates.